Hey guys, so as I'm sure you've noticed, there's a huge trend of people doing this thing called Project Pan, which is sort of this thing where people take makeup and they do their best to hit pan on it throughout the year. Um, what I'm doing is not quite the same as that. I'm just setting a goal of trying to use up as much uh, of this makeup I have set aside here as possible before the year is over. Some of it is just getting a little bit old. Some of it is not cruelty-free, which I've discussed in the past. I'm trying to go towards as much cruelty-free makeup as possible, and skincare and all that. And some of it is just from, you know, Tarte. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you some makeup that I'm going to try and use up as much as I can this year. Complexion products, I only really have two here. One is No Cosmetics, No Dark Shadows Corrector. This should be pretty easy. I use it usually every time I put on makeup to correct my dark circles. It's a little bit dark, but because I put my lighter concealer on top, it's not that much of an issue. It's like a click style pen, and it's kind of orange. But as I say, I blend it out. So it doesn't look that bad, right? I blend it out and then I put my regular concealer on top, so it's fine. This is a deluxe size of the Tarte Brighter Days Highlighting Moisturizer, which I don't use all over as a moisturizer, or else this would be gone by now. I just take a small amount and put it on the tops of my cheekbones. I've done it today. So I'd like to get rid of this, which again, that should be pretty easy. I doubt there's that much left. Eyebrow, oh, actually I lied, there's one more complexion product. This is a blush from E.l.f, which I don't really like this blush that much, not because the color is bad. I like the color. This is in Candid Coral. It's just incredibly hard to get the product onto my face. So there's a swatch of it there. It's a nice blush in terms of color and texture. If I feel it in the pan, it feels nice. It's just hard to get it on the brush and then onto my face. So if I can try and use up as much of that as possible before the year is out, I will. And then I'll toss it. I have a couple of loose powder samples here. Again, this shouldn't be that hard. This one I've already used quite a bit of. This is the Makeup Forever HD powder, and then this is the Kat Von D Lock-It translucent powder. So this one I've used up more than half of. This one I haven't used that much, but you'd be surprised how many uses you can get out of these little ones. That's why I haven't used them up yet. So I'd like to use up both of these before moving on to my E.l.f. HD powder, which I have used quite a bit, but I just feel like I'd like to try and get rid of the little ones first. Yeah, I keep lying about complexion products being done. I took this out of my big palette. This is a Tarte blush in Party. This was part of the Sephora birthday gift last year. I have to be careful because I don't think it's magnetic in there anymore. It was probably glued down, not anymore. I actually don't know how much of this I have left in here. I feel like I've used it a lot. I can see that it's, you know, there's less product in there than what there used to be. This is really, really pale, which is why it works on me. It's not going to work on a lot of skin tones, but it's a really nice blush. If I can find like a cheaper blush that's in this color, then I'll definitely replace it with that. There can't be that much left in there, can there? How deep is this pan? I use it all the time. Eyebrow products, this again should be pretty easy. This is No Cosmetics, No Bare Brows, which I got, I want to say around February of last year, so I've had this almost a year now, but I rotate different brow products, which is why this is still kicking around, and it was a pretty big brow pencil. So you have the color on one end and a clear wax on the other. I'm wearing this in my brows today. It's a really good color match for me. Not my favorite formula just because it is like super waxy. I don't always get a lot of color out of it. So like I wouldn't consider buying this again, especially because I think it's close to $30. I would never pay that much for a brow pencil or a brow product of any kind. So definitely there's not much left over here. There's a little bit more of the wax just because I don't use that quite as often, but that should be easy to get rid of. I have some eye products. I have this NYC palette. This is their Individualeyes palette in pink nudes. I don't anticipate using up all of these. I have hit pan on the little primer actually, baby pan, if you can see that. Because that's actually a pretty decent primer for canceling out discoloration, and it's actually really creamy. I don't anticipate getting rid of either of these cream products, the eyeliner or the cream highlight. The cream highlight is, I don't really like that. The cream eyeliner is very nice, but there's a lot of it there that I don't think I'll ever get through that. I'm hoping I can do some damage on this because it's I really like this eyeshadow here, and I use it quite a bit. This top shade, because it's a really good transition color or all over lid shade. The bottom one is terrible. It has basically no pigmentation. I mean, I can get it to show up on my skin a bit, but like picking up with a brush is very hard. And it's supposed to be shimmery, but it doesn't look that shimmery on me, except for like with a finger swatch, which I don't tend to apply eyeshadow with my fingers all that often unless I really, really have to. These two middle shades here are actually very pigmented. They do, however, look the same on the eyes. Like on the fingers, you can probably tell how similar they would look on the eye. So I'm going to do my best with that. I think those are the middle two shades in the middle of my hand there. So definitely I think I could do quite a bit with the top shade and maybe one of the center shades, and I could probably get rid of the primer. The rest of the palette maybe not so much, but I mean that's a pretty good start. I have two cream e.l.f. eyeshadows. This is their long-lasting Lustrous eyeshadow. This is in Soiree, which is a really nice mauve. Looks like that. I haven't used these that much, so I don't know how much I'll be able to use it up before the end of the year, but we'll see. And then this one is in Confetti. This is a white, and I don't like this. So again, we'll see. There's the white one. It's just really chunky. I really don't like it. It doesn't have the smooth consistency that Soiree has. So I'm going to do my best with those. And of course my Tartelette and Bloom palette, which I've had since July 2016, and I've used more shades than others. I use the white a lot to set my eyeshadow. This one is the perfect, really pale transition shade for me because it's just barely darker than my skin. This is like a warm transition for me. This is a cool transition for me. I use this shade a lot wet. That's why it looks so beat up. I use these shades over here for my eyebrows a lot, but I don't use them so much on my eyes. That's why they look basically untouched, as well as this one. This one's very, not flattering on me. These sort of bronzy shades, they just don't look very good on me. So definitely I think I could do quite well with these 5 shades. These ones probably not so much, and I think if I try and use a little bit more of these, that would be good. It's still in really good condition. I'm not going to get rid of this at the end of the year. I'm just going to try and see how much progress I can make on it. Finally, I have a few lip products. This one's going to be super easy. I'm wearing this on my lips right now, the Tarte Creamy Matte Lip Paint. I'm starting to see through it, and this is just super small, so that'll be gone in no time. This is getting really old. This is a Sephora lip gloss. I believe it's their Ultra Shine Lip Gel, and it's in Pinette Pink. Like, it still smells fine and everything. The consistency is still good. I just don't wear a lot of lip gloss. I used to wear lip gloss, and this was a really good one. Yeah, it's, I don't think there's like a ton in here because, again, I can kind of see through the sides a bit, so I'm hoping that I can get through it before the end of the year. And these two are going to be difficult. This one is an NYC Showtime Lip Balm in Modern Coral. It smells like bubblegum. These are like nice shades. This is nice. It's a nice tinted lip balm. But haven't worn it that much, unfortunately. And this is a Mary Kay. What is this? Mauve Moment. I think it's like a gel matte lipstick, which again, I just tossed the lid on the floor. I haven't used it that much, even though it's a great color on me. I have so many similar mauve shades. It's tough to get through just one. And that's it there. So I'll see what I can do. So that's all the makeup I'm going to try and get through this year, or like just try and use up as much as possible. Like I said, I'm not calling it a project pan because I feel like that's a lot of stress. I watch all these YouTubers do those project pans, and like every month they're doing a check-in, and I'm like, oh god, no, I couldn't do that. People would expect too much from me, and I would expect too much from me, and I couldn't do that. So I'm just going to use as much of this as possible. Hopefully I'll put a dent in some of it, and I'll see where I'm at the end of the year. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you.